you asked for it and you've got it. You wanted to know more about where could you travel and be able to eat the way we like to eat. Lots of plants, whole food, plant-based, with salt and oil and sugar not added. So we've got today a peek at the kinds of things that are available with the National Health Association. And even if you see this after May of 2024, you can get a feel for how this organization has tailored a travel program, and it's planned well into the future. So if this is the kind of thing that you're looking for, and we've heard from you that there is an interest, then take a listen. We welcome you to Traveling with the National Health Association. And we've got just the person today to help us. Her name is Wanda Huberman, and you'll remember her because she's one of the ones that went to Ikaria, the Blue Zones, and came on chatting to YouTube to tell us about it. And so Wanda, welcome, the Executive Director of the National Health Association, which has been in existence since 1948. Welcome.
Thank you. It's so great to be with you again, Kathy.
Before we get started, just remind us, what's the mission of the National Health Association?
It is to educate and empower others to be able to live a healthy, whole food, plant-based lifestyle through diet, exercise, and mindset, spiritual well-being, and sleep. Those are, I think of it as 4 pillars, 4 legs of a stool: the food, the exercise, the sleep, and whatever gives you that peace of mind, that spirituality part for you.
Okay, well, we're going to need to add a 5th pillar, and that'll be for travel.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Well, that might encompass all. We can do all of that while we're traveling. Eat healthy, sleep well,
and
exercise.
That's the beauty of it, isn't it? Oh my gosh. And so we're going to find out all about that. Now, National Health Association, you have been on the forefront of this boom that's starting to happen in the travel industry. We had Lisa, we interviewed her, and she told us about what's happening with the cruise industry, but it's more than just the cruise industry that's looking at plant-based eaters as a good client and starting to cater more to them. And so why don't you just give us a quick look? What's happening in May with the National Health Association travel program?
Right. So the people who've been traveling with me have told me they love cruises and some want land travel. So we have 3 options coming up in May, and there are still a few openings on every one. You can reach out to me later if you're interested. We're going to be going with the Alma Waterways, and we're going to go up the Danube River, and then May 4th to May 11th is the Danube. And then we're going to be going to Tuscany on a land trip. We're going to fly to Florence, meet up as a small group, and we're going to take a van to an organic agri-villa where we will stay in Tuscany, and we will do our excursions such as going to a sanctuary or renting electric bikes and traveling through the hillside, having cooking classes with the chef. Those kind of things will all be going on in Tuscany, visiting the medieval hills and towns. And then the last one in May is going to be May 19th to May 27th, and we're going to take an American Cruise Lines with Dr. Riz Bakari and his wife Maya Acosta, and they are going to be going on the Columbia and Snake River along a historic expedition from Oregon to Washington.
Isn't that called a Lewis and Clark expedition?
It is a Lewis and Clark expedition. Thank you.
I wonder if they have the wonderful food that you'll be sure they have on their cruise, because that's one of the highlights. May is full, but you've got plans even into the future. In February of 2025, what's happening that month?
Right. So we have some other cruises that you'll be able to put my website and they can find other things. But it's so great to talk about our cruise with Windstar in February of 2025. We travel on small cruise lines. So this ship holds 312 passengers, And it's almost sold out. There's a couple of rooms left that have only happened because of some recent cancellations. The entire ship is going to be whole food, plant-based. All 300 people, multiple doctors going with us that'll be, because they want to travel and eat this way. Dr. Joel Furman is one of them. And it's just going to be a great time to explore the French Polynesian area and eat great food and not have to even look at any of the other food. It's gonna, can you imagine being with 300 people for a week in the South Pacific?
Oh, that will be so exciting and so enlightening to learn how others go about it as well. One of the things that kind of surprised me is this really is about travel. And yes, in Tuscany, you're doing some cooking classes and there is learning because you learn from each other, but it's really focused on travel, isn't it?
It's travel and it's that sense of connection and community. You know, everybody else that eats the standard American diet, they seem to get that. They go out to eat and they have that. Those who eat the way we do have often felt excluded, and no longer is that necessary. It's relaxation. The speakers are speakers from the cruise line that might be expedition experts giving you information about the area. So you're learning the culture. And so it's kind of just a travel immersion. And it just happens that I'm going to work with the chef so we can have the best whole food, plant-based, SOS free food while we're having this incredible adventure.
And one thing that I personally have found is that chefs love to try something different. And for them, this is probably different. So, in fact, we just got back from a cruise on Emma Waterways that we were kind of scouting out for you, Wanda. And let me show you some of the menus we had. I mean, it was. Now, we've talked a lot about the travel opportunities through places or entities like NHA, but they also do educational activities, and one is coming up. So, Wanda, just give us a quick overview of what happens when you have your annual conference.
Right. We've been hosting annual conferences. This will be our 76th year. And we'll have over 350 attendees, amazing speakers, amazing demos and exercise classes, indoors, outdoors. It's just a weekend filled with fun activity, incredible sense of community, amazing education. And it's going to start Thursday, June 27th, and it'll start in the evening. And people will be coming in all day. We'll have an exhibitor room that people can visit and start to connect. And then Thursday night, Vitamix will do an amazing reception, and Jane and Ann Esselstyn will be speaking. And Friday morning, we're going to rent chartered buses, and you get to choose. Do you want to go hiking in the national park that's nearby? Or do you want to go tour the Vitamix World headquarters? They're both great. I hate that you have to choose, but we only have so many hours in a weekend. And then you'll come back and have some lunch, and we'll kick off our annual conference, which will start with our lectures from the many speakers and our presentations that will just be phenomenal. So I will say that, and it will go all the way till Sunday about 5 o'clock. Most people spend Sunday night because they are just enjoying that sense of connection and meeting new and old friends. And so a lot of people are having breakfast on Monday before they leave. It's just a fabulous weekend. We are sold out this year. I do have a wait list on my webpage at healthscience.org. When you go to events, you'll see all of that. We even have a children's program because I want to encourage young families to be able to do this. So we have, I think, 9 or 10 children coming between the ages of 5 and 12 this year, and I have a whole separate event going on for them. But for those of you who can't join us in person, we are doing an amazing live stream virtual conference. I've paid to set up a whole platform that'll make it be as close to being there in person. So right now, those tickets are on sale on my website for $97. You are going to see everything that our personal attendees are going to see, plus more. When we break for meals or other breaks, we're going to be picking out doctors. We're going to be adding so much content to you. This is going to be the most content extensive that I've ever done. I'm so excited about what we can offer this year. And you don't have to worry about staying up around the clock because we're going to give you access to free replays for an entire year. So you'll be able to pull up your replay and watch what you want at your leisure.
Fantastic. Wow. It's going to be a great weekend, long weekend.
Long weekend, right.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll put a link also to the conference, well, to the NHA website if you want to take a look at it. And it's interesting because my first introduction to travel with a plant-based flair was the Holistic Holiday at Sea, which is still going strong, and they go, I think, in March. And so it's nice to see there's other options if we want to learn as well as travel with or be with some people that have common beliefs and feelings, especially about food. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you have travels, whether it's camping with your family this summer or it's something more involved. Enjoy and eat more plains.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thanks, Wanda.